So I just rewatched The Mummy Returns from 2001, and this is continuing my Mummy review series of the trilogy from the early 90s to mid 2000s. Here's my deal. I might be done with the trilogy after this one. I don't really want to talk about Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. Maybe when The Mummy 4 comes out in 2028, I'll talk about it. For right now, we're just gonna end it here with The Mummy Returns. So I'm going to explain something to you guys real quick about the plot of this movie. Well, this movie starts with The Rock as the Scorpion King, becoming a scorpion, as you do. Uh, we get reintroduced to Rick O'Connell and Evelyn. They have a kid. Evelyn's having these dreams of a previous life she had. Rick O'Connell gets a tattoo that says he is the chosen one of God to help protect man. Imhotep is resurrected by his long lost love. He gets reincarnated and shenanigans. This movie's a lot happens in this movie. I haven't seen this since it not came out. I wasn't born back then, but I haven't seen this in like 4 years. I went to go see the re-release of it, and God, if I would have saw this in 2001, I would have been very upset with the CGI. Looking back on it now, it's a little charming. It's really bad. Like, it's horrible CGI. Like, somehow the movie from 1999 looks so much better than this. This looks god awful. But there is some good stuff in this movie. I actually really enjoy a lot of this film. I wouldn't say it's a good film, but it's definitely a guilty pleasure for me. It's a movie that I do really enjoy. Let's talk about just all the craziness of the film. So let's start off with the big elephant in the room, which is Rick O'Connell and Evelyn have a kid named Alex, and Alex is pretty much being written to be just your standardized kid character. He is just saying standardized things that Hollywood thinks kids say, or they do say, but they put in movies way too much. The kid straight up says, "Are we there yet?" Like in the movie, and it's like, dude, that's like from a 1990s comedy. Why is this in my Mummy movie? But anyway, he's a fine kid actor. I mean, he's doing the best he can with the material. Rick O'Connell is badass as ever. He gets all the big laughs in this movie for me because I think he's just a perfect human being and he is a perfect protagonist. I love him. Um, it's not biased at all. It's not like he was the first like really big action star I saw as a kid because that totally didn't happen. It did. And he's great in this. I really still love Brendan Fraser in this role. He does an incredible job as his character, and he's just really fun. Then you got Rachel Weisz, who has a lot to do in this movie because she has to be, for one, the exposition machine, where she has to tell the audience, hey, this is what's happening, this is what's happening, that's happening too. But she also has to relive her past life, and she's not very good in the movie. She was much better in the first film. Here, she just feels like she's on autopilot. I don't know. She's definitely not great. And in the scene where she quote unquote dies, I felt nothing, which is weird because I loved her character in the first film. But I love the look of this movie. I really, really, really do. It looks really good besides the CGI. I love that they still shoot on location for the most part. It's still great. Imhotep in this movie, not really there a lot, but he's still really good in the film. He's still really a fun antagonist. So he's great. We bring back our swordsman from the first movie, and he's really fun in the film as well. And he has some pretty good lines throughout the movie. And we bring back our comic relief character, which is the brother of Evelyn, and he is much worse in this movie than he was in the first one. The whole movie just kind of feels like it's on autopilot, to be honest. It's a fun time. Like, I do really enjoy the movie. It's definitely a guilty pleasure for me in that sense because I can recognize that there's a lot of things wrong with the film. There's a lot of pacing issues. Within the first, like, 50 minutes, we go through so much shit. It's like, dude, the movie just feels like it's 7 hours long at that point whenever you try and cram that much into a 2 hour, like 2.5, 2 hour long runtime. Um, Oh, and now we're gonna talk about the CGI. Yeah. Imhotep, for example, in the first movie, didn't look great, but he was 1990s CGI. This one, like I said, looks way worse. Like, way, 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 way worse. They used, like, stock smoke effects throughout the movie, I noticed on my rewatch in theaters. It was really weird. There's one scene that I still really like, which is the water face, which is, hey, in the first movie we had a sand face, the second one we got a water face. You know, what can you do? Like, I like that aspect of the movie to where you're just kind of just rehashing things from the first one. That's what a lot of this movie is, but it's a lot more convoluted. But I really like the water face in this movie. We're gonna get to the big elephant in the room. So whenever Dwayne The Rock Johnson, The Rock, if you will, becomes the Scorpion King at the end of the movie, he becomes a literal half man, half scorpion. I wondered in myself, like, is this is this what people think modern CGI looks like? Because it's not. Modern CGI is not that bad. When this exists, holy God, seeing this on a TV screen when you're like 5 years old is way different than watching this on the big screen when you're 23. Like, it is so weird. It is so bad. His eyes go 17 different directions on him. He doesn't. It's just. It doesn't even look like a PS2 cutscene. It looks like a PS1 cutscene. And in like the scenes where in the PS1 when it first came out, they were like, "Oh, this is like high revolutionary technology. This is the best it's ever gonna look." That's what it looks like. It is so unbelievably bad, and he just moves so stiffly. It is so awkward to watch. I couldn't help but laugh. And luckily, there wasn't too many people in the theater with me when I saw the re-release, but I was laughing a lot. It was so bad. It was so horrible. But like I said, I love the characters here. Evelyn's not as great as she was in the first movie, but Rick's still great in here, and I really like his character. And Imhotep's still really fun. When when the Scorpion King gets defeated at the end and stabbed, and Imhotep runs up and just does his little pose and says no, it is comedy gold. There was no way that was not intended to be hilarious because it totally was. That is so fucking funny. I think it's so funny. Um, One thing I do really like about this movie as well is the flashbacks. I mean, you got a white, pretty much just a white woman playing an Egyptian and trying to be the sister of Imhotep's long lost love. But it's still fun. I mean, it's still a really fun sequence that she actually learned how to fight in real life, which was pretty cool. Um, so I don't think Rachel Weisz is like, going like shoehorning it in this movie. Like she's not like, you know, just there for the paycheck, but her acting in this, you can tell she got kind of overwhelmed by the material. But the movie is a good time. It is a guilty pleasure. It is definitely not great. Like if I wouldn't show my girlfriend this movie. I showed her the first one. She honestly didn't really like it. So I wouldn't show her the second because it is definitely different in that it's worse. But I still really have a soft spot for this movie. I watched this movie a lot as a kid, not as much as the first one, but definitely a lot. Like I still really enjoyed this film, but it's definitely really, really, really not great. It's just not a great movie. But I still have a good time with it to this day, and I don't know. But as for the third one, I'll talk about it eventually. It's just I'm kind of burnt out of talking about the series already, and I only got to the second movie, and I'm already burnt out. So, with all that being said, I will give The Mummy Returns of 2001 a very generous 6.5 out of 10.